still working for Nigerians.
All right, I'll stay with you with those 2 points that you raised. The one about taking off loans that are uncontrollable. Also.
Exactly.
All right, and then you talked about the promises made by this administration have not been kept.
Yes.
But again, we asked the question that before this administration, it was said, and of course, public affairs analysts had come to say that Nigeria had been run aground, that Nigeria was in the woods, and it would take a real strong man to take it out of the woods. And so, with what this administration is doing, are you seeing that it is probably trying to, shore up Nigeria or take it out of the woods?
What we expected from Tinubu government is to improve from where Buhari started.
Are you not seeing any improvement?
Where is the improvement?
Right, because again,
when you have a president that is even afraid of the national grid, is that an improvement?
Well, when the financial institutions are saying that Nigeria is doing well, it's shoring up on its economy and it's moving up. Investors are finding themselves their way back to Nigeria. Are they not?
That's fiction. Even the same World Bank said that more than 65% of Nigerians are below poverty line.
No, the policy that the administration is taking is working towards.
It's not working. When industries are closing down, people are losing their jobs. There has never been a country in the whole world whereby you revive the economy by destroying the existing economy. It doesn't work that way.
Was it not that bad as it was, before this?
No, before this administration, we've been seeing businesses coming up, industries being fired up everywhere in the country.
Really?
Internal production, of course, yes.
Oh, okay. We're seeing it differently. And then you talked about loans. But all over the world, and with the biggest economies of the world, we see them taking loans.
Yes.
And taking loans because, to improve.
At the same time, we see those loans on ground. But we're not seeing it on ground now.
Or with all the coastal roadways from Calabar to Lagos to Sokoto, and of course the roads that are being put in.
Mr. Toyin, Alabi, I had wished you would give me an example of existing infrastructural development on ground. When you collect loan on behalf of Nigeria, you spread development throughout Nigeria. Not when you concentrated a project has never been given out before. When Tinubu gave that contract of Lagos Calabar Expressway at the cost of 16 trillion, 20 budget for Ministry of Work for the whole country was 800 billion. Where is the sanity there?
Is that a worry for you there?
Very worried, sir.
That you.
It's just like this. Your place of work. You now budgeted for a renovation of your house without paying salary for the next 5-7 months.
Give me a scorecard for this administration.
Well, I cannot see any. I cannot see any. Because by the time that we have a president who have kept pumping money to power sector, and at the same time, the same president was even afraid and go out of national grid. I was ashamed, and my soul cried when I heard the Minister of Power promising Nigeria that by the end of this year, we may achieve 6,000 megawatts. When I made my research, I'll give you an example. I started with Saudi Arabia. The city of Jeddah alone, one city, not the country, the city of Jeddah alone have 13,000 megawatts. 13,000 megawatts. If you go to South Africa is a country with less than 60 million people. They are hovering around 48,000 megawatts. If you go to city of Tokyo in Japan, they are more than 50,000 megawatts. That's how it cut across most countries in the world. I've given you an example in Africa, Asia, Middle East. And when you talk of the Americans, the same thing applies. But in Nigeria, despite the money being pumped, a home minister is telling us, a country with almost 300 million people, you are promising us 6,000. And upon that, as if that is not enough, the president made statement before the election. You will receive not only uninterrupted power supply, but you will not pay for estimated bill. And the same man took us more than 50% below where he took Nigeria from, and awarded a contract to supply him solar mini grid in his house and his offices. As if that is not enough again. The following year budget, still we saw money meant for diesel and maintenance of generator in his harbor. There is no any development.
Yes, we're still on that.
Yeah.
Because again, with what you are saying, loans, I will take you took Saudi Arabia. I'm taking it from the perspectives of Dubai. it was said, or it is on record, that the present, ruler of Dubai, as it is.
Yes, Sheikh Mohammed.
Sheikh Mohammed,
yeah.
yes. That even his father, the modern day Dubai that we see today, was, set up or put together, the dream was by his father,
yes.
and with a lot of loans,
yes.
to get this thing done. And I'm also asking you again that if that was done, people say, what is wrong with loans? But the implementation of the loans.
If you remember my contribution most of the time in your program and the station, I have no problem collecting loan. The problem is, where do you put the loan?
Okay.
Because if today Tinubu will have collected loan and equipped our military to challenge security, hands down, we will give him plus. If today's loan...
Have you heard the latest commentary of America about Nigeria on its fight against terrorism?
Always zero.
No.
As far as I'm concerned, it was when the American comes to Nigeria that we have more of our military being killed, more of our civilians being killed. They are there.
No, but again, still on the loan, still on the...
Okay, you have settled that of the military, of the American coming.
No, that's on ground. That's certainly on ground that we see. But I'm also saying that this situation that we found ourselves, or that Nigeria found itself, was not the making of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It had been there, even from the time of Nigeria came as a nation, that the military, the civilians that followed had not been able to solve this problem. Then you put all of these things that
No, sir. Please, don't misquote me, please.
No, I won't.
I have not put everything.
You said he has not taken us.
Yes. What we expected from him.
Which administration took us to...
Okay. Let me give it to you this way. The least expected from Tinubu is even to maintain the status quo. But that is not even acceptable.
The status quo is bad.
That is not even acceptable. That's why I say it's not even acceptable. Because right from 1970 to date, all previous administration usually inform Nigerians that why they are unable to give the best out of them is because they are paying petroleum subsidy. Tinubu was the only person that removed that petroleum subsidy.
Bold enough.
And as if he was just waiting for that, instead of us to have a shift, because when they say when you remove fuel subsidy, we're going to have more roads, we're going to have more hospitals, we're going to have better schools, we're going to have waterworks, we're going to have electricity. None of this is achieved up to this moment. Instead of us have better life, we are now having worse life than before the subsidy. Because after the removal of subsidy, businesses become impossible for so many people. I travel across states in Nigeria just to find out the effect of this removal of subsidy, both on fuel and electricity. Precisely, Ogun State happened to be one of the most industrial states in Nigeria. I went to Ota just to make an assessment. And I can tell you that about 70% of the industries there got close. And by the time that you have an industry, no matter how small it is, once you cannot operate, you send people away from their jobs. Now, come to the northern part of Nigeria and so on. During Muhammadu Buhari, we have since springing off a lot of rice milling industries. In this
That's your tough now.
It's not taught.
I mean, you're tough. Your area.
Exactly.
Yes.
In this Invicta FM, there was one rice milling company that usually paid for advert. Since the coming of Tinubu, they have not made an advert.
And that's enough.
Because the policy have crippled them.
We'll talk about removal of fuel subsidy.
Yes.
We do know what has come out of it, that it was bold enough that the president could do that.
Yes.
And then we know
with no good result.
We know what is coming from states.
Yes.
What states are getting, from the federal post now.
Exactly.
We know that. Where do you put the state government in all of this?
They behave like Tinubu too. Majority of them are not performing.
Abia State is on the national
grid. I didn't say.
I'm just trying to get exactly. That it's not on the national grid.
Abia took advantage of that law that decentralize or make it possible for state or individual to generate electricity. And he went to Islamic Development Bank and collected $15 million, which is very good for them. And I think Abia State and one of the states, they will soon disengage from national grid.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But what we are saying, instead of Tinubu also to make effort like that of Abia, and ensure that the national grid or encourage state to do that, he now resorted to solar.
Is it an overnight success that you want for Tinubu? Now that he inherited?
I don't want an overnight success from Tinubu, but I don't want him to aggravate on the problem. He's aggravating on the problems.
Well, okay.
Because he's making things worse. He's making things worse because you cannot continue to pump money into power industry. People in Nigeria today, because of power. In fact, I was discussing with somebody today. He was telling me that honestly speaking, even in the south, is worse than what we are experiencing in the north. I said, look, most of the places you are seeing this electric bulb and so on and so forth, solar panel, because they are copying Tinubu. But is this sustainable? It is not sustainable.
Religion. We're talking about determinants now for 2027.
Yes.
The place of religion. Are you concerned that, again, for Nigerians, that we may not, go to the polls with, an informed mind?
It's part of our political culture that religious and tribalism always play a significant role. But from all indication, we are growing above that now.
Really?
Yeah, we are growing above that now. When you hear, because it has failed us. If religions can work for us, for example, now,
these are sentiments.
That's the sentiment I'm talking to.
About.
Yes,
it's more pronounced.
Exactly.
Now, that it's either you're for us or you're not for us.
It's not the religion that matters, but it's just the way that religion has never been our problem, but we are always the problem of religion. And if you are going to choose your leader based on religion, I will tell you that it's not going to work. I'll give you the current example now. Let me start from Buhari. Buhari deliberately took a pastor, a professor, to be his vice president, who acted more than the entire Nigerian vice president put together. Because Atiku never acted the seat of presidency. Obasanjo always Obasanjo always lock him out.
The professor did it.
Let me finish,
once.
sir. No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir.
Oh, I mean, okay.
No. I have the record.
We also have that.
And let me tell you now.
Shibajo just
now
we saw what happened.
You talk of religion. Now we have a Muslim president and a Muslim vice president, and we have 65 to 70% of the appointees are Christians. Why is it that we don't have result? Even the president himself opened his mouth when he visited Vatican. The Christians are more
responsible for
what I'm saying, if religion would really give us, religion will have given us now, because we have Muslim president, Muslim vice president, and 65 to 70% of the appointees are all Christians. Just like the way the entire economic team head of Nigerians, they are all Christians. And the economic team is worse than ever.
Really?
Yes, because all this, both the president, the vice president, and the appointees, they are not really working in accordance or in respect of the religion. So by the time that I chose you, I didn't come to this place because, did you invite me because I'm a Muslim?
No.
Good. And I didn't honor your invitation because you are a Christian. But because I know you can take me down and I can take myself up. That's why I say, okay, let me come now. By the time, many people give example. Why is it that if we want to fly, go out, we don't ask of the religion of the pilot? Or the cabin crew.
You and I.
If you go to hospital now, Oga Toyin, do you ask the religion of your doctor?
You and I are informed people.
Sure.
That's what should be presented.
Okay.
But when we talk about the majority, we also say that they're still, not well informed.
Exactly.
So and still gullible. I use the word gullible.
I agree with you.
And so, from all that is going on, for a rational mind to go to election and say, look, this is a man that we feel can, do the job for us.
Yes.
Or, I'm asking about Nigerians that will be in the majority.
Yes.
Because again, some people have said that not even informed people like you, like some of them, will go to the polls. All you see is come to radio, newspaper, television to make the analysis and so. But they are not the ones, on the day of election out there at the polls.
Let me even.
And these are the people that will.
Let me even remind you, if the Tinubu administration, they have taught Nigeria one lesson. That religious sentiment and tribal sentiment is not really working. I've told you I went to Ogun State. I was in Lagos. When I reached Lagos, I just look at Lagos airport. I say, is this the normal Lagos airport I know?
When was the last time you went to Lagos? Is it Lagos airport that this administration is,
telling me to spend money and they're not spending the money? The same airport, yes, it's true. I was there. Presently,
what we see happening now?
What is happening there?
No, I mean, since the time of Murtala Mohammed, there has not been any innovations and changes like we're seeing now with the Lagos, Murtala Mohammed airport.
Well, let me tell you. I'm a political analyst.
All right.
And leadership is not rhetoric. Leadership is not propaganda. Leadership is real on ground. I'm just telling you the activities in the airport, human activities. Like I'll give you an example. One Hausa singer, Shatta, when he said ka raba ni da yawan rumfuna ba su ne kasuwa ba, jama'a su ne kasuwa. I hope you understand.
I know that.
I'm sure listeners have understand.
Yeah.
So any innovation you are talking about when there is no human activity is zero. The airport was so grounded as if it was not Lagos. I was surprised when I took the airport taxi. He confessed that for a good 11 days he couldn't move an inch.
Renovations.
It's not renovation. Renovation cannot stop economic activities moving on. That's downgrading of the economic activities in Nigeria. If Lagos, being the economic hub of Nigeria, can suffer so much, why not? And in the same Lagos, I went around. When I was going, I saw people selling cars. I stopped to interview some of them. Somebody confessed to me that before the coming of Tinubu government, he bought more than 25 to 27 cars as his investment, but now he has only 4, highest 5, and he can reach 3 or 4 months without selling one. Even the companies that sometimes some of us in the north supply grains to, they have all collapsed. And the same government that borrow money, instead of them to initiate and ensure food security with internal production, they claim they need to import spoil, let me use this word for everybody to understand, grains, just to discourage Nigerian farmers. But we're going to pay the price soon. The truth of the matter is that I'm not wishing bad for Nigerians, but for us to neglect internal production and claim to have relied on importation with our growing population, we're almost 300 or above 300 million. No nation on earth with 50 million people that will rely on importing what to feed their people.
This administration is going back to the land, both at state and at national level.
How?
I mean, looking into agriculture. For example, what is
There's no government that destroys agriculture like this government.
Well, you are...
I'm in the field, and I challenge him.
It has not favored
I even challenge the Minister of Agriculture. Unfortunately, most of them are giving the appointment. They are not real farmers.
All right, I'm getting signals that I must go for a commercial break. We'll go for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue with the program.
Invicta FM. You're now listening to Invicta FM. Keeping you company all day.
Da abin da kuke yi muna ganin ƙoƙarinku cikin iyali kuna nuna so muna jin daɗin hakan. Power oil muna nan da ku mun tsaftace dukkanin ɗigo akan 200 naira mu haɗu mu yaɗa soyayya. A duk sanda ka yarda da mu a gurin yi muna ganin ku shi ne ya samu kayo na 200 sashe sai da ku. Kuna dalilin wannan tsari mai sauki, ku more wannan sachet akan 200 naira. Za ku samu Power Oil Mini Pack sachet akan 200 naira.
Power oil, Power oil. Yana da daɗi, da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella. Ga sauƙi, yana da daɗi a kunu ko shayi.
Yi nishaɗin ɗanɗano mai arziki da daɗi na Cremella Crema, cikakke don babban ɗanɗano a shayi, koko, kofi da sauran zaɓin abinci.
Ya fi daɗi da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella.
Ƙara ɗanɗano da Cremella.
A shakata da tsarin MTN G's Plus ta hanyar more yin kira da naira 100 kacal. Kuna da buƙatar shakatawa a waya ta hanyar more yin kira mai yawa amma ba ku da isasshen kati a wayar ku? Don more tsarin garabasar a shakata MTN G's Plus. Saka naira 100 kacal a wayar ka. Sai ka dan tauraro 889 hash a layinka na MTN. Nan take ka samu naira 400 wanda za ka yi amfani da shi wajen yin magana cikin awa 24 wato kwana guda. A shakata MTN G's Plus. Mafi mishkila akwai sharuɗa da ka'idoji.
A gasar Golden Hunt Promo za ku iya samun saman naira miliyan 80 tare da wasu kyaututtuka masu armashi.
Wannan gasar ai ba sai an tallata ta ba.
Ina dalili.
Mahaifiyata kaɗai ta isa ta lashe wannan gasar ta maƙudan kuɗi har naira miliyan 80.
'Yan Najeriya me kuke jira? Ku shiga gasar Golden Hunt domin a yi da ku. Sai fakicin Golden Mon Golden Hunt na gram 30 ko 45. A bincika lamba ta musamman sai a kira. Tauraro 801 tauraro 1 tauraro 1 alamar naira domin samun damar nasara a gasar. Za a rufe gasar a 15 ga watan Afrilun 2026. Golden Mon abokin rayuwa a kullum.
Oh yeah now, time to run your money correct. Download Bill Station for iPhone and Android, no dolly, or waka go to billstation.com sharp. Bills, transfer, everything dey one place. Bill Station, money no go stress you again.
My friend, time na money.
Kullum muna nishadi, Jasimul da Sosa. Aiki makaranta nishadi, samu kwalbar Sosa. Sosa apple da orange flow. Sosa. Cranberry mixed berries da orange passion mango. Musha, Sosa. Jasimul Sosa. Musha, Sosa. Kina sanan Sosa.
Abokina wasa fa na yin kyau ba na ga maka kulab ɗinmu ne zai yi nasara ba amma baka yarda ba wai ko baka saurare na ne me kake tunani ne
abokina ni fa tunani na ba anan yake ba ina tunanin ta yaya zan biya kuɗin makaranta gashi har yanzu ba komai a hannu gaskiya na gaji
a'a me zai hana ka samu rance tun da kai ma'aikaci ne ana ba da bashi har zuwa naira miliyan 5 ga ma'aikatan gwamnati kuma ba tare da wani ya tsaya maka ba kawai kana iya kiran star 5120 hash yanzu na a wayarka zaka samu rancen a cikin mintuna 5
da gaske Iye, ashe gaskiya ne, gashi har sun turo mani alert, sharp gaskiya, na gode.
Kana iya ziyartar ofishin Credit Direct wato sharp da ke lamba 6, Yakubu Gawanway, harabar bankin FCMB, kusa da babban bankin Najeriya wato CBN a garin Kaduna. Ko ka kira lambar waya, 747-47-2266. Akwai sharuɗa da ƙa'idoji.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Sun sale jajaye, amma gaskiyar magana ita ce addininmu yana karfafa kula da lafiyar uwa da tarbiyyar yara cikin nutsuwa da jin kai. Ai tun da yin tazara haihuwa yana taimakawa mace ta warke da kyau, lafiyar jikinta ta dawo sosai bayan haihuwar da ta yi a baya har ta samu damar kulawa da yaranta cikin kwanciyar hankali, to wannan ba haramun bane, illa dai wannan wata hikima ce mai alfanu. Kuma ba laifi bane idan mace ta nemi mafita. Addini baya son wahalar da kai, don haka kula da lafiyarki da tsara makomar iyalinki ibada ce.
Ziyarci cibiyar lafiya mafi kusa domin farawa ko a kira lambar waya 222 wannan sako ne daga ma'aikatar lafiya tare da tallafin gamayyar kungiyoyin Pronet da FEM.
Manufar da kyautuwar iyali uba 'ya'ya da ma'uwa.
Yanzu lokaci ne na garabasar samun nasarar Indomie. Muna ƙara cin Indomie, muna ƙara samun nasara.
Kamar yaya?
Ku tara emtin ledojin Indomie noodles guda 10 mai gram 70 ko mai gram 120 wato super pack. Ku kai su cibiyar karɓar garabasar nasarar Indomie domin samun damar cin kyautar paketin Indomie mai gram 70.
Yawancin Indomie, yawan damar cin nasara. Domin ƙarin bayani ku biyo mu a shafin Indomie Arewa Facebook ko ku tuntuɓi cibiyar garabasar mafi kusa da ku. Indomie, ingantaccen abinci.
Domin nasara.
Kalli wani kunshi, wannan shi nake kira gida ya cika.
Mana, ai ce na cika.
Ho ho ho. Wane ne yake maganar ki? Ni ina maganar paketin madarar Peak Yogurt wanda yake a hannunki ne. Aha! Muna gabatar da lita 1 na paketin madarar Peak Yogurt. Wato Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack. Tare da tsarin armashi da ke kunshe cikin tatacciyar madarar saniya. A rarrabawa mutanen gida kowa ya ji daɗi. Tare da samun moriyar isasshen vitamin da yake ciki.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Invicta FM.
Still with the program Perspectives this morning on Invicta 98.9, and ALHAJI MUSA BALA, my guest this morning, a political science analyst, a farmer, the secretary of the Poultry Farmers Association of Nigeria Northwest Zone. He's putting his thoughts on 2027 and what is playing out now, and of course still looking at the state of the nation. Musa, again, we're seeing something, and that is also, we talked about religion and how concerned, all must be about, religious divides and all of that. And of course, Christian genocide, whether it's a Christian genocide, whether it's genocide that's happening in the country, and concerned about that. But people are really concerned about that. And again, this may inform, what people will go to the polls with. And of course, all that is coming up. And then we talk about stomach infrastructure. How worried are you about that? That Nigerians have, for all that you have been talking about, that the pains that Nigerians are going through would also, affect, and play a role in, who they vote, who vote for. All of that.
Well, those who construe the notion of Christian genocide are really not interested in, or they don't care about the Christian death. They are just coining a political weapon to have sympathy, as because they know Nigeria.
You don't see a Christian genocide?
No, I say they don't really pity the killing of the Christian. There's Christian genocide, there's Muslim genocide in the country. So for you to even come today and say Christian genocide or even Muslim genocide, you are not interested in solving the problem, but you are interested in using the problem. It's a general insecurity. For you to say Christian genocide and keep quiet, that because you are just going to use the problem, you are just going to reap religious sentiment. If you say Muslim genocide and keep quiet, you still want to use or you want to reap that religious sentiment. But you have to say genocide against Nigerians. That's just it. One of the genocide and keep quiet, he's not interested. Even the Americans, they're not interested in any Christian death or Muslim death. All they're interested is how to come in and have their way out. When they are fingered among the people that are sponsoring terrorism, it wasn't MUSA BALA that said America is sponsoring terrorism, or you, Toyin Alabi. It was an American congressman that said it at the floor of committee hearing. And they didn't deny it. Why are they talking now to make it look as if they are coming because of what they coin or what they manufacture to be a Christian? Is it the first time? Is it the first time that Christians have been killed in Nigeria?
That America has been invited, to Nigeria today to help on the issues of insecurity. Where do you stand with that?
They came and they are not helping. It was after when they came to Nigeria that we have most of our soldiers being killed, more of our civilians being killed. We have not seen them at the battlefield either. Why keeping them in Bochi instead of Sambisa? Why keeping them in Bochi? When they strike Nigeria with their Tomahawk missiles, it landed in an onion farm in Sokoto, in a village that have never reported any attack by terrorists before. I thought it would land in Savisa Forest or in Benue, to target those hiding in Benue to kill people, or in Plateau State. It landed in Sokoto, in a village that they have never known anything called terrorist attack. When they came physically, I was expecting them to be at the war front with our Nigerian soldiers, but they kept them in Bochi. Is it because they discovered oil in Bochi?
Look at what you are putting on this thing. You're giving concerns too about shaping, what is really happening in the country. Because again, people are saying that yes, you're saying onion field that it was an onion field, but that was not, what was, going viral about, how that, bombing of December 2020. 25th December of last year,
yes,
that there was impact, and of course it sent a message to the terrorists that the Americans have landed.
They are still killing people in Zamfara and Sokoto up to
yes.
And Toyin Alabi, let me swear to you, wallahi, if Nigerians want this problem to be solved, it will be solved.
Why is it not being solved?
That's the best question. That's the question that me and you should ask the government in power. The current
government.
Yes, all the government, including this one.
Okay.
The current Minister of Defense has been in the military for past 35 years.
Yes.
The current insecurity have started during his time. When he was in the military, it started when he was in the military. He witnessed all the presidents that were fighting terrorism, all the head of military that were fighting terrorism, and all the CDS. And he has been CDS and now a Minister of Defense. He's in the position to know better than any other person. And ever his assumption in office, he kept quiet. Who silenced him?
Oh. That could be seen as another, what happened?
Of course, that's why I want journalists to engage in investigative journalism to find out. Ever since he opened his mouth, said that he's going to join APC, he kept quiet. A lot of carnage, a lot of killings of military officers, a lot of killing of civilians. And he has not opened his mouth and said anything again.
Well,
worse than the former ministers. Nigerians have so much confidence in him, being an else officer, and at the same time who witnessed everything. Honestly speaking, sir, many people expected when Christopher Musa took over power, things will come to a standstill and there will be improvement. Of recent, I heard a news that in Kachia here, people were forced, a lot of villages were forced to start negotiating with bandit terrorists because they cannot receive help. And the only way out is to negotiate and be alive. Any community you see negotiating with terrorists, they are forced to. It's just like somebody who stopped on the road by armed robbers. Only a person without sense that will argue with somebody with AK-47 while you don't have even a stick. Look at the continuous attack and look at also the reaction we are getting from the government. Imagine when the president wanted to pay a condolence visit to Plateau State, you all saw what happened. Unfortunately, I had wished he had not even gone because he has not gone to so many places. He has not gone to Maiduguri, he has not gone to, what do you call it, Zamfara and other things. But for him to fly to Plateau, to stop in the airport, the first thing he says is, sit down. There's no light in the airport. I will not spend more than 10 minutes. I have to fly back. It's insult enough to Nigerians, not only the people of Plateau State. And he was telling a woman that there's nothing he can do for her. He cannot even give her money. The records are there. We all document it. It's totally unprecedented for somebody to utter that statement. He cannot even enter the town. He stops at the airport and claiming that there is no light. A whole president is making that excuse. I was expecting him to sack the Minister of Aviation that day. It means just international airport or whatever, or even it is domestic airport, it's not safe. Or a president, okay, why did they even allow him to fly for the first instance when they know that it's not safe for him to come to fly at 6:30?
And that's an issue.
Very big issue for a president. Even for me or you as a citizen, for you to declare your airport not fit for evening flight, but you do other flight is absolutely out of order.
Was it better before this administration?
This administration says he's coming with renewed hope. Only, I don't want to use the word irresponsible, only non-performing government will make excuse of the shortcoming of previous administration.
No, but if things are bad, or things have been bad, or things were bad in the last administration,
that is why with the removal of subsidy and unaccountable loans, let's see improvement. Sometimes Hausa sun ce da mungu rago makin tashi.
Okay.
Fine. If that airport is so unsafe, they shouldn't even allow the president to travel. To fly at late hours, so that to avoid the embarrassment was not for the president, it was for Nigerians, because that news went viral. The president represents Nigeria.
But tell me, with all of this, from the time it started, 2023 till date that we are,
yes,
what have you seen in ways of, giving a pass mark that country, the unity of this country, things are beginning to may get better, because again, people say after the pains will come the gains.
You see,
are you seeing
I had wish Tinubu build up from where Buhari stopped.
Where was Buhari?
Where Buhari stops.
Where did Buhari stop? Was it that good?
When they accused him of religious sentiment, he deliberately chose a pastor, the first time in the history of Nigeria, to be his vice president.
He didn't choose. It was given a name.
And he accepted.
Yes.
He will have rejected him. Buhari, the first person to appoint a northern Christian, minority Christian, as secretary to the government of federation. That's a move. It has never happened. Buhari made it two times. Boss Mustafa, Baba Chirawal and Boss Mustafa. It was a sacrifice. During Buhari, northern politicians collectively decided to allow a minority northern Christian to be a speaker of the House of Representatives.
They wouldn't have done that in a democracy?
Yes, they have the right not to do that. It's a game of numbers.
It's a game of numbers, yes. But the tide is not changing for you.
No, it's change. So that is a move toward, uniting the country. And for the first time, Buhari says when the leadership of the National Assembly, he said he has no business choosing leadership of the National Assembly for them. That's to enhance democracy. Unlike Tinubu, who not only decide who will be the leaders of the National Assembly, the democracy has been murdered by Tinubu. when he
how fair can you be with that?
I'll give you an example. When he went,
this is a democracy.
I
do not know what knife was used to tear it apart.
The mouth is a sword more than a knife. He went to the National Assembly.
And these are gentlemen and, of course, women as inclusive from different divides of Nigeria
are there. He passed them to his line of...
How do you see that happening?
Yes, I'll tell you. He deliberately called them 11 assembly when he knew that they are not. And it's as if, keep putting democracy into ICU unit is not enough. The members of National Assembly helped to bury the democracy by started singing that on the mandate of the president.
This will be a serious insult again for members of
which
the
they have
Assembly.
insulted us.
Because again, you're saying that these are just yes men and women. They are from different parties. It's not one party.
Exactly.
They are all from different parties.
They are worse than yes men, because the same National Assembly, a member of National Assembly, made an allegation that the budget presented by Tinubu 2025 budget was an empty box. There was nothing inside. Yet they agree with that. And at the same time, a member of National Assembly stood up and said that the tax law that they have passed have been fraudulently changed by the executive.
All right, and I take you to this area. The greatest or the biggest democracy in the world. I'm talking about Donald Trump as president of America.
Yes.
I'd invited the wife of the president, BALA, that's talking about Remi.
Why not Tinubu?
I'm coming. Remi Tinubu.
Why not Tinubu?
Tinubu was invited by the King of England to...
Why not America?
I'm saying that
the King of all of these, the King of England is not ruling. It's only reigning. He was not invited by the Prime Minister.
We're talking about democracies of the world that have survived.
And the King is not a democratic title.
So, of course, he couldn't have gone there without seeing the Prime Minister. I hope you do know.
And he was not welcomed by any official in the airport. Rather, more than 137 Nigerians were flown from Nigeria to welcome him.
Are these not indications that...
honestly, they are not. I had expected him, when he reached United Kingdom, to be courageous enough, like what Buhari says. All the money stashed in the United Kingdom, stolen money from Nigeria, give us our money without condition. But he has not that quality to say so.
Well, who has ever had any Nigerian, visiting head of state has ever had that effrontery to say that?
Buhari have said it at the front of the David Cameron and Queen Elizabeth. Give us our money back. We don't want any apology.
And how did that end?
Well, I had wished it continued. The pressure continued will have yielded result.
Okay, we're still talking about 2027.
And Buhari, remember, he attended all the United Nations General Assembly meeting for 8 years in the United States of America.
Its impact.
It shows diplomacy have grown very well, unlike when Tinubu refused to go and refused to appoint ambassadors. Only for him, after pressure, he appointed, and many countries rejected them.
ALHAJI BALA, there's opposition and there's the ruling party.
Yes.
And with what we're seeing, with what is playing out, the opposition and its bid, so to say, to oust this government, are you seeing a formidable opposition with the way we're going about it?
Every day, every hour, every minute, the opposition are getting stronger.
Getting stronger. And people have said that these are strange bedfellows that have put them come together to see whether, and these are people that...
They are still better than the current administration. Because it's the first time in the history of Nigeria.
Your opinion.
The budget is not. When I tell you, the budget have not been implemented. This is the first time we have a government that is running 3 budgets concurrently at the same time. And can you imagine? Have you ever seen an administration whereby a whole minister will come out and tell you that the capital budget budgeted for his ministry have not been released? Professor Ali Pate of Health, 287 billion.
He's still there.
Was budgeted. Let me finish that.
He's still there.
Then what stops you from releasing it for people to?
I am saying that Professor Pate is still there.
Exactly. Yes. So he said out of 287 billion, only 36 million, not 36 billion. Oh, if I budget for 280 something billion, you release 36 billion for me. That is zero. But it wasn't 36 billion. It was 36 million. That was released. And when a committee that didn't have the little courage to even ask the Minister of Finance said that he was not in charge. And when but asked the Minister of State, when they called the Minister of State, the executive hurriedly changed the Minister of State to another ministry and appoint somebody else in his position. And that is the end of the case. And the money cannot be accounted for.
I'm saying that Professor Patti is still there.
Yes, he's still there.
An honorable minister would walk away or say that, no, can't do this.
What if
he's still there?
What if they hold him hostage?
I don't know about that.
We don't know about it, but
I don't know about that. I'm sure we do know about it.
We need to find out about that. Why should somebody have that kind of confession and still remain in office?
Just before we came to the studios, we were talking about whether you belong to one party or the other, and it was no, that you are not of any party. But of course, you have a strong voice for opposition. Right, as it is.
I have a strong voice now for the right thing to be done.
No, opposition is
honestly speaking. If you follow me very well, I play very vital role in my little capacity to say good things about Tinubu before he came in. My reasons are very simple. This is a person that has been a governor, a senator, and at the same time a founding member of APC.
So what changed about you?
That's what I'm saying. Who worked throughout with President Muhammadu Buhari, and even he was the only person then they called him the party leader. So I was expecting him with all this experience. He must have recorded the good and the bad side of Buhari's government. Let him continue from the good part. Let him, avoid making any mistake and stop them. But unfortunately, everything have changed to negative when he came in. With the removal of fuel subsidy, people expect so much from him because all government passed. They promised us they cannot give us enough roads because of the appearance of they cannot give us enough hospital because they are opening that. You understand? So he has now proved to be the worst in the history of Nigeria.
That's your opinion. That's
not an opinion.
Your opinion.
Many people believe so.
I'm not holding brief for any party. I'm just playing the devil's advocate
exactly.
here.
Many people
but certainly your own opinion, and we'll leave it at that. It's your opinion because I've had people in these studios who think the other way. Yeah, so it's your opinion, and of course, Nigerians with informed minds will want to say yes, okay for them. But again, still on that, the divides of Nigeria. Are you concerned again because north, south, east, west, and all of that? Again, the way we're going about it, as a people, as a nation. Some people are saying that we're beginning to find concerns about, tying us together. Because what is happening in the north, for example, people say the north is being hit by these terrorists. And what affects one? As some people say that one for all for one.
Yes.
But, with the way it's going, and of course people say the leadership of the north, too, has not taken its rightful position in trying to, get the north together, be that strong, monolithic north, which it is not now, as some people say. Where are your concerns here?
Well, in the north, we have a kind of movement that feel threatened or they claim being marginalized. It's a claim. They are not marginalized. Because I had a lot of them initially started talking about...
The Middle Belt Forum will not think the way you are thinking. Will not say what you're saying.
Yes, when I don't believe...
Because they feel that they are being marginalized.
And I will give them reasons that they are not being marginalized. And they cannot give me reason why they feel that they are marginalized. The Middle Belt. Initially, it was Middle Belt movement. But rather, they now reduce it to Northern Christian movement. All the
it's still a Middle Belt movement.
But I heard one of them making complaint of Northern Christian movement.
They've said Middle Belt has talked about dominance.
One of your last guests, who was the former Minister of Sports.
Yes, Solomon
Dalon, have made a very good analysis, which everybody in Nigeria or in the northern part of Nigeria, including within the Middle Belt region, they're supposed to understand. Yes, okay. They better concentrate their energy in emancipating the people of the Middle Belt from the crisis, from economic and security crisis. Because that is what is even going to be better for them now. And the marginalization they are talking about, they are the one marginalizing themselves within themselves. I will give you an example. I wish the people of Benue State will allow an Idoma man to be a governor in Idoma State, in Benue State. I wish the chief in Benue will allow an Idoma man to be vice chancellor of Benue State University. What about the crisis between the chief and the Juguns? The northern Muslims, as they put it, because they don't always put it that way, core Muslim North, have given them more than what they even deserve. And they have given them...
That's been disputed.
It has not been disputed.
It's been disputed.
I've told you for the first time in the history of Nigeria.
It's not the same monolithic North that we used to know.
It has never been the way people expected. Even during Sardauna, there was an opposition. But when it comes to struggle, they still come together and overpower whatever challenges.
Can it still be said about now?
Why not? Why not?
Let's be realistic. Let's see what.
Why not?
Let's see what is playing on ground now.
Remember, even Dallon told you that
Dallon is an individual.
The Northern Christian controls 3 states out of the 19 states in the north. He told you so.
What states?
3 states.
The Northern
Christians control 3 states in northern Nigeria out of the 19 states. He has confessed that, which is good for him to understand this. But still, despite the number, the northern Muslims still concede to them. They've given the leadership of Northern Forum, the Governors Northern Forum, they've given the leadership of Area Consultative Forum, and at the same time, I've told you, the northern Muslim decided to give to the northern Christian the position of the speaker, and they have made them They have made them the secretary to the government of the Federation 2 times. And the northern Muslims, this is not the first time, they have even sacrificed and give the presidency to the Nigerian Christians. In 1998, when the northern Muslims
the northern Muslims, the dominant group to shape who takes Nigeria for what?
The record have shown that
it still is there.
Yes,
that's the question.
Exactly.
Can we still say that today?
Of course,
because the division we're having in the Middle Belt is the north.
There is no state without division. There's no community without division. But at the end of the day,
talk about marginalization, talk about.
Then I've told you that they are not being marginalized.
It again.
Can you tell me anybody, for example, from Southern Kaduna, any northern Muslim that forced himself in elective position in Southern Kaduna?
As a matter of fact, you were talking about states of Plateau. Can we have a Southern Kaduna be a governor in Kaduna State?
That's what I'm telling you. Of course, why not? Yakwa was from Southern Kaduna.
Of course, you do know how that happened.
Exactly.
You knew how that happened.
Exactly.
Can we have that now?
We can have it.
By what?
By the time that they can get it, but not from intimidation and not from falsehood. You understand? Kaduna State can elect them when there's that respect and that agreement.
Okay, if not, that can never happen.
Yes, it cannot be done under coercion.
And this is what we bring, what we talk about Nigeria, the arrangement called Nigeria.
Yes.
That this arrangement was, some people would say that unholy arrangement about having this country. Because again, it favored one against the other. And that's why we're having all of this.
Well, if you look at the original definition of democracy, it's a game of number. Majority have it their way and the minority have their say.
And so, no, that cannot happen again. Because
why?
That's what you are saying.
You don't force
I'm not saying it.
That I'm telling them.
That's why you have this alignment.
They cannot force themselves on the majority. The minority cannot force themselves. But they can get themselves on top of the majority through understanding.
The audience are with us. They're listening in, and I'm sure.
I'll give you an example now. As I said, nobody from the northern part of Kaduna State can be a senator in the southern part. Nobody from the northern part of Kaduna State that can be a local government chairman.
These are zones.
That will have been what can constitute to marginalization. And if they want to be governor of Kaduna State, for example, now, I monitor the current senator from Southern Kaduna zone. All his activities is within the zone. He's not reaching out to other people. They can be governor. Let them reach out to people. Let them show respect. Let them show that sincerity. They can be president. I've told you, northern Muslims have even sacrificed the presidency to the Southern Christians. In 1998, they deliberately withdrew from even the primary election and allow Obasanjo and Olufalaye to emerge.
Well, I'm not going to say that things are changing, and we do see things changing. But again, the audience will be help in this discussion too. Top of the hour, 10 o'clock, we'll take the news brief, and then, of course, hit some commercials before then.
This is Invicta 98.9 FM. We never invented radio, but we're taking it to the edge of perfection.
We are the unbeatable station 98.9.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain?
It's Toby Chio.
My goodness. When did he grow up? That's it with kids, though.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
To jama'a, bismillah a tattaru. Yawa, ku bar lambar mutum ɗaya daga cikin ku in tura muku kuɗin ku.
A'a, to fa, oga, me yasa?
Sai in ta biyan kananan caje-caje dan na tura kuɗi? To, wa ina ayya ba haka?
To kai oga, ai smart cash masu kaifin basira ke amfani da.
Smart me?
Smart cash, guda ka gani ko sai ba sa caja.
Kai, haka take ba.
A ji daɗin yin kowane irin ciniki kyauta babu caji tare da Smart Cash. Ko da ko tura kuɗi ne, biyan kuɗi ko sayan katin waya. Babu wani dogon labari, aiki ne tsantsa da cikawa. Zazzage manhajar Smart Cash ko ka danna *939# a yau. Smart Cash daga Airtel. Kalli wani kunshi, wannan shi nake kira gida ya cika.
Mana, ai ce na cika.
Ho ho ho. Wane ne yake maganar ki? Ni ina maganar paketin madarar Peak Yogurt wanda yake a hannunki ne. Aha! Muna gabatar da lita ɗaya na paketin madarar Peak Yogurt. Wato Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack. Tare da tsarin armashi da ke kunshe cikin tatacciyar madarar saniya. A rarrabawa mutanen gida kowa ji daɗi. Tare da samun moriyan isasshen vitamin da yake ciki.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Invicta FM.
Welcome back. We're still with the program Perspectives this morning. ALHAJI MUSA BALA, my guest, a political analyst, a farmer, and of course, secretary of the Poultry Association of Nigeria Northwest Zone, putting his thoughts on Nigeria and of course the developing stories that we're seeing coming out of it. But just before we get the audience into this conversation, Musa, again, staying with what we're seeing, and of course leadership. Here this time, leadership of the North.
North.
And again, people say that, put the blame on the leadership of the North, that it has not come with a common front to fight some of the issues of the North in areas of health, security
and general development.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, has this happened for a zone or a region that has, held more than any other region, the leadership of,
yes,
of
we,
the
we,
country?
we believe seriously, and we have evidence to prove that there was infiltration into the northern Nigeria to weaken it. But you cannot...
And that's coming from where?
It's coming from our neighbors from the south, and maybe people that have interests outside the country can use that divide and weaken the north. And we are working seriously to ensure that did not have bigger impact on our political activities, which we are working, because they realize that those people from the, as I said, from the middle belt, when after we reminded them that they have enough to complain, the middle belt have produced 3 presidents in Nigeria. Yakubu Gawon, Abdusalam Abubakar, and Babangida. They are all from the middle belt. And politically, we have the Speaker House of Representatives. We even have David Mark as the Senate President for good 8 years in this country, who he worked perfectly. And even those that are coming on radio to tell you that they were denied admission because of their name, I laugh. All of them, all the elites from the middle belt, ask them to show you where they graduated from. They graduated from the same place they are complaining that they were not given admission. And they always make reason for people that were not admitted, but they forget about those that were admitted from the same area. I went to Ahmadu Bello University and conducted my personal, research. you don't see somebody. In fact, middle belt people dominate, most especially Kogi State. And Kaduna State, Southern Kaduna dominates because there is don't have people from Southern Kaduna admitted into Ahmadu Bello University. If you look at secondary school in Kaduna State, for example, there has no secondary school in all the 23 local government that you don't have people from Southern Kaduna that are working there. How can these people talk of marginalization? It's not possible. Nobody marginalized them. I'm just giving you the position that they have taken ordinarily, which is more than what they're supposed to even contribute based on their numbers. Go to all the universities in what do you call it, Bayero University, Sokoto, and everywhere. You will see exactly. And when they talk about what do you call it? You know, initially this college, University of Science and Technology, Applied Science, they started calling it University of Applied Science, Southern Kaduna. I asked them, who give that name, Southern Kaduna? Federal universities, you don't describe it with its location. You describe it with its states before they stop doing it. I challenge one of the, it's even a PhD holder. He has to stop doing that. And as I'm talking to you now, Kaduna State University don't have campus in Zaria or Binungwari, but it has in Kaduna Central and Southern Kaduna. Did anybody from Zaria make complaint that they've been marginalized? Somebody from Southern Kaduna have been a VC in Kaduna State University. Go to Ahmadu Bello University, they have risen up to the position of DVC, professors and everything. So they should not be talking, because probably if they cannot have all they want, they claim marginalized. Can they give to people what people give to them? It's a question I always ask them, which they cannot do. So nobody marginalize them. They have so much, they have all the privileges. And with consensus, with respect, with dialogue, with agreement, a Southern Kaduna person can be governor of Kaduna State. A Northern Christian can be president of Nigeria. The Hausa or the Northern Muslim can give you that. Once there's understanding, respect, but it can never be done under coercion or intimidation or blackmail.
Well, we'll take this conversation to the audience there. We're streaming live with this program. Join us on our Facebook page, Invicta 98.9. Drop your comments there. We're also, you can check us on our, on our, on YouTube. Join us there. Subscribe to our YouTube. Be part of our program this morning. And of course, we'll get the lines opened now and get you on what we've been talking about. Nigeria, state of the nation. We've been talking about the divides of Nigeria, ethnicity, religion, and all of that, and how all of these will play out to shape, who takes it come 2027. Will the ruling party maintain status quo? Will the opposition take out the ruling party as it is now? Well, your thoughts will just be as good as mine. Call us on these numbers, 081 40,000 989. 081 40,000 989 or 070 87 800 989. 070 87 800 989. We're taking your calls now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Toyin Alabi.
Morning.
This is Awusko from Nasarawa, Kaduna.
Awusko, let's hear you.
You see, the problem of the North is not itself. There's no any infiltration from anybody. The problem is self-inflicted. When a region gives prominence to partiality, ethnicity, and religion above other considerations, what they get is disaster, and that is what is happening. The North has been reduced to a pool of blood. The Northern elders are scattered. So you see, the middle belt are on their own now. They have been marginalized. They've been ostracized. They've been cheated. So any example of not being cheated is a lie. So you see, the Nigerian politicians, especially the North, to wake up from their slumber. You see, Sardauna died with his North, and that's why the North has been in tatters until they wake up to set things right. The West are progressing. Industries are spreading out in the West and the East, but the North is in tatters. They must wake up. Thank you.
Shaman, we got you on that. All right, sorry, Awusko. All right, we're still, right? No, let's just take some few more calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Mr. Toyin, you are speaking with IA Kinafa. Good morning to your guest.
All right.
MUSA BALA over there.
All right, IA Kinafa, let's hear you.
Mr. Toyin, I will speak to you after the program, you know. Let me start with the middle belt. I disagree that middle belt are marginalized. Well, middle belt have
Agreed, right?
And they are living presidents.
Kinafa.
We have General
Kinafa.
Ibrahim Babangida, General Abdul Salam, and General Yakubu Gawan. They are from middle belt. Let me run to religion issue. The religion issue remains the only strong weapon the politician based on to hold Nigerian citizens at ransom. The moment Nigerians will realize it and say no to religion and ethnicity, I think this politician will know that Nigerians have begun to know their rights. I wouldn't want to believe that a Yoruba man will prefer a bad government under Tinubu than a good government under Igbo or Hausa and vice versa. And on the issue of U.S. President, U.S. support, I want to disagree that they are supporting Nigeria, Mr. Toyin Alabi. If they are coming, this is how we have had it in the past, that they take the fight to military base, kill battalion commander, several of them, kill brigade commander, and without that, we are not having the tactics. On foreign subsidy removal, it was done with view of stopping borrowing and improve infrastructure. But what happened? Borrowing continue, taxes and other things. Electricity hasn't improved despite the BALA talk by Minister of Power. He has said, just take this opinion to the street and you'll get answer from Nigeria. Or if they say investors are coming back when our industries are dying, collapsing on daily basis. Finally, on the financial institution who admitted that Nigeria is doing good. How can Nigeria be doing good? So Alabi, take this one to street and ask Nigerian. You will get the answer from Nigeria on Nigerian street.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless you for the opportunity given to me. Thank you, sir.
Kinafa, thank you on that. We'll take one more call and then I'll come back to our guest here. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Okay, I can get that right. Okay. Let's take one more and then hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name, where you're calling from.
Hello, can you hear me? Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Go on.
Hello, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Calling from Angopama.
All right, let's hear you. Go on, let's hear you now.
Okay, you see, the problem of Nigeria is that because, like, you see, in the northern Nigeria, there is this religious system within us. People can cooperate together. Like when President Buhari was ruling this country, in the first tenure, we all thought that he was not going the right direction. And many people were trying to cover mostly the northern Muslims. When you come out and say, this one is not indirect, the northern Muslims say, no, let's give me a perspective in that. Then when you see when Tinubu came now, he has not even spent like 1 year or 2 years. The northern Muslims have started disappointing the last week, condemning the government, not giving the government a chance to move. So now, Goodluck Jonathan's regime, when banditry was on the rise, killings was on the rise, security lapse was on the rise, due to activities of opposition, just to condemn the government. That is what is going on right now. If you can take it. So I'm not saying anything, but what I'm trying to say is that religious difference has people deep into Nigeria and it's affecting the government. Now you are fighting opposition. They are not talking about people that are coming in. When they come in, how are they going to rule? Are they going through the right way? We should get ourselves right. Nigerians get ourselves right.
Okay.
That's what I need to say. Let's unite.
Okay.
Let's unite and move Nigeria forward. Let's have the interest of Nigeria as start.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I like it. You're not saying anything, but you were saying something. All right. Okay, I'll pass it over to you.
Let me start with Awusko. Nigerians disagree with him that the middle belt are marginalized. They are not marginalized. He cannot give us example, but I have given you an example why they are not marginalized. I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University when a middle belter was the VC, Professor Daniel Saro. And I challenged the thieves in Benue to allow Naidoma be a vice chancellor in Benue State University. It can never happen.
Yeah, being magnanimous in the
It
north.
has never happened. But I can tell you that Daniel Saro was the VC in Ahmadu Bello University area. He's from the Middle Belt. Everybody know him. And when you talk about the problem of Nigeria, say Buhari has done so much that nobody can do it. I'll say he's the first person to show that the northern Muslims love the northern Christians. They are our brothers. They are our sisters. He made a pastor as a vice president and still be the first person to have a northern minority Christian to be secretary to the government of federation. What did they want other than this?
Even if
and when he mess up, they are not redundant. When he mess up, he still bring another northern Christian minority, Boss Mustafa, to continue. What else did he do? He allowed every state to elect people of their choice without intimidation like what is happening today. He allowed them. So what else do you want? If you want the president, you can be given. Work it out. Be humble. Because you cannot blackmail the northern Muslims. You can't blackmail them. But with understanding, honestly, they can make you the president.
The northern
Muslims can make the northern Christian. They can allow the northern Christian
without them, they cannot be president?
Well, I don't see how, if it is through election, that can be possible. Well, except if it is no longer democracy. But if it is democracy, it's give and take. Give and take. What can you do?
You're talking about numbers as if in the Middle Belt you do not have that numbers in the north. The Middle Belt is not part of the north.
Well, it's part of the north, of course.
Right,
but
so
they are the one that reduce it to northern Christian. Then I'm answering them based on that concept. That we have done so much, the Muslims have done so much for them, that they cannot do to the Muslims if they are in the shoes of the Muslims. If they are the one that have this. Remember what happened in Taraba State? When Namba Basunte had an accident, somebody in Taraba State, and many of them vowed that a Muslim cannot be a governor there. Then Baba Basunte died. And that person was refused, to the shame of the entire country, against the constitution of Nigeria. He was not sworn in as a governor. He finished as an acting governor. When Namadi Sambo was uplifted to be BP, was Yakwa not sworn in as governor in Kaduna State?
You do agree with Alaji Musa?
What is happening in Plateau State, even within the Jos local government? Certificate of indigenship is a problem. Yakubu Gowon have made a statement recently that the level of disrespect shown by Middle Belter have reached. He's even asking a question: can a Muslim be a governor in Plateau State? So it was Yakubu Gowon that is making that statement.
So that's why I'm still asking the question, like I did earlier, that Alaji Musa, that's crisis in the north.
Yes, but that crisis it can be stopped. Of course, yes, absolutely. Yes, because by the time that now we tell them the truth, some of them get accepted. Some of them that were making that move are even making demonstration in Abuja that they want a separate identity or separate region. They could not make a move again. Because even within the Christian-dominated area of Middle Belt, there are still Muslims. Why is it that whenever there's going to be a political crisis, it happens in a Christian majority-dominated area? We have Christian in Borno, we have Christian in Kano, we have Christian in Nasarawa, we have them in Zamfara. Why is it that always religious crises happen in southern Kaduna, Taraba, and Plateau State? The governor of Benue State refused to be forced to say that there's a religious crisis in Benue State. He said, no, there's no religious crisis. He said it to their disappointment because they wanted to use him. Said the crisis that is going on in killings in Benue State is never a religious crisis because he is very much aware of the internal conflict within the people of Benue State. That people rush to make it look as if it is a religious crisis. The conflict between locals, the conflict between, now, if there's a conflict between farmers and herdsmen, why describe it as a religious crisis? It's an interest crisis. A majority of this, and a lot of this, we have a high number of these herdsmen that are not even Fulanis. They are indigenous of Benue State. They have even confessed that majority of the cows there belong to elites of Benue State. But yet some people always are interested in coining it to look as if it is religious. We don't want religious divide. The northern Christians are our brothers and sisters. We can give them more than what they are even asking for, so long there is that respect not under intimidation and blackmail. You cannot be blackmailing the northern Muslims saying that they have marginalized you. They have not marginalized you.
Yeah, I like it when you say we can give them. As if, you have the.
I'm a northerner.
You have to be the one to give them.
Just the way I'm talking on behalf of the North now, we can propagate it. That is going to be possible. No matter how they describe themselves, they remain northerners.
All right,
and they are more close. They are more close with the northern Muslim than the southern Christians. Because majority of them confess whenever they're in the south, nobody considers them as Christians.
Please, I'll take exception to that.
Most of them complain.
That cannot be.
Maybe you don't want me to say it.
No, because we do not have northern Christians, northern Muslim, northern Christians, southern Christian. Christianity is Christianity.
But did you agree that some of them talked as and described themselves as northern Christian?
Maybe because they're situated in the north, so
Good.
Christians from the north.
Good.
But Christianity
But
covers.
I'm
It does not take on
just telling
region.
you that
It does not take on
these northern
region
Christians,
or
they
wherever.
are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are our neighbors. In whatever how situation they find themselves, we are more closer to them than the southern Christians.
Let's go to our Facebook page, see what's dropping. We're streaming live with this program, all right? And so, join.
Started off on WhatsApp. Good morning, Mr. Toyin, Alabi, and Mr. Musa BALA. I'm an ardent listener of your program, but I hardly comment. But today I find that I am forced to give my opinion.
Who's there?
Mrs. O. Audu.
Mrs. O. Audu, okay.
So,
it's a long one there.
Yes, there are just a few things that I want to say. Number one, your guest should stop pretending like he has no party. He was a former APC supporter during Buhari's tenure and is today of the ADC. Number two, he has conveniently ignored the fact that not only was it Buhari and the APC who made way for Tinubu to become president in this country, it was also the North that gave their vote to Tinubu because of the Muslim ticket. Yes. Then finally, from his submission, both now and in the past, his criticisms are biased because when the same challenges were evident in Buhari's government, whether it is about blaming the former government because Buhari did that, for a long time he kept blaming Jonathan's government concerning the challenges of insecurity. Mr. Musa BALA refused to see anything wrong with Buhari's system of administration, but today, because the president in power is not to his benefit, I believe he has now become a strident critic. Finally, let us all know that Nigeria can never get better until such political analysts shed their regional and religious bias to be able to speak truth to power. Then moving to Facebook, Joseph Uzomawarago is saying, a great political analyst of Kaduna State, you're highly welcome once again. Sule Godwin is saying, good morning, sir. Our leaders should try and do something for us. Winston Aremu, in 2015, Buhari used the religion and ethnicity against Goodluck. He even threatened that if he doesn't win, blood will flow on BBC Hausa and ruled with a high level of impunity. Where was your guest then? Now, because power is in the southwest, that they are now complaining. And for the genocide, we need the help of Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Osman Issa Bilal is saying, for sure, every day the opposition is getting more stronger and stronger. And I will assure you, on the 11th hour before election, you will see more defection to ADC. And those defection will be heavyweight politician, and this will really shock the ruling party, especially Mr. President. Also, democracy is all about the majority. Finally, this fuel subsidy removal is a punishment for Nigerians. My question is, where is the subsidy money gone? Victor Sule, good morning to you. Ching Tong Madugu is saying, I've been following your program. Newspaper headlines, I'm guessing is talking about the dailies today, and I know the guest to be a commentator. I want to know, did he mobilize people to support the APC government? If yes, what has changed? Emmanuel F. Young, that is Engineer Emmanuel, your guest should be honest. Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of Nigeria, borrowed until when he left office, and today, and Tinubu says he will continue from where he stopped. The worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria was to bring APC on board.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. That was just
the first woman, she really don't understand me very well. I do make my analysis always with facts. Like
No,
yes,
like saying she knows.
I know that's our opinion.
Your antecedents.
That's our opinion because
Yes,
all my analysis I always bring fact. Like now I can tell you the person that's saying that Buhari will stop from where Tinubu will continue from where Buhari stopped. I said it was deception because Buhari. I'll give you only one example where Buhari is different from Tinubu. When Buhari was fighting corruption, he was fighting corruption all over, and the biggest victim of Buhari's fight against corruption was not only a northern Hausa Fulani Muslim, but he was from the royal family, the Suki. Now tell me, is there any prominent person from the southwest that is under the watch of EFCC and ICPC? None.
Oh, that's been looking
okay. That Buhari have arrested with cash in millions of dollars have been elevated to ambassador by Tinubu. Just the way we don't have a project in other parts of the country, but only in the southwest. You cannot tell me one prominent person from the southwest that is under detention today.
That's an issue.
It's an issue. It's not only selective, but absolute selective treatment. I'll just give you an example. Buhari's biggest victim was not only a northern Muslim Fulani, but from the royal family. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. Everybody know
Can we, Alabi Musa, just before, again, it's a long one. We don't have enough time.
Yes.
Can we get over, with diversity,
yes,
religion,
honestly, we can get
the divides
over
of Nigeria?
Honestly.
With some of the things that you spew out,
with the current situation.
I sense, we see some things that your thoughts are on the divides of Nigeria, Muslims here, north and there. And is that not a problem of Nigeria?
It's a problem because some people came
suspicion that we have about each other
and advance on our differences, on our divide. That is why I'm saying that they are wrong. Because Nigerians are now getting wiser. That those sentiment of using religion and tribe is almost gone.
If Tinubu comes in 2027, would it be a shock to you?
Definitely all indices on ground shows that he's not going to win.
Okay, all right.
Because except even the rigging that he is trying to do, he's afraid of it now.
Well, I do not know of any rigging.
Well, when you look at how opposition have been crippled,
that's rigging.
As far as I'm concerned, it has got anything that is gone outside the rules and regulation of affairs, it becomes rigging.
Should the ruling party just sit there and wait for opposition to come, take it out?
No. They should do everything possible to survive.
Right.
Everything possible, not everything impossible to survive. Just the way that the opposition party should be allowed to do everything possible also to make an impact. Because they're going to make an impact. And definitely with the winning. Look, today when I was coming, when I saw road block with heavy, equipment to fight, with heavy security details, I said, what is going on in Kaduna today? They said that El-Rufai is going to court today.
It should attract that kind of thing.
Yes.
It should attract that.
The government that have that strength for El-Rufai as a one person who have not been found guilty for the past 3 years.
Well, the courts will determine that.
The committee put in Kaduna to find him guilty. He said that he's not guilty. And El-Rufai, remember, he remained the only person or the second person in the history of Nigeria that on hearing that the government wanted to arrest him, he came back to the country. Tunde Ediabon was the first person. After the coup, he came back, they prevented him. But others are running away. Some are even hiding under the bed. They have to break the roof to get them. And once they get accepted, they agree with the government, their case is no longer hard. But El-Rufai refused to succumb because El-Rufai is El-Rufai and they are not like him.
Interesting discussion for us this morning. And that would just be about the size of it on the program.
God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are going to win over all uncertainties.
All right, Alaji Musa Bala, my guest this morning, a political analyst, a farmer, and of course, secretary of the Poultry Association of Nigeria.
And former chairman, Kaduna State.
Northwest Zone. And former chairman.
Kaduna State branch.
Branch too, yes. He's been my guest this morning, and I'm sure that thoughts there for Nigerians. I'm
not ADC man. I'm Nigerian.
The calls are still, coming, but again, so sorry. That's about it that we can take. Toyin, thank you for connecting us with the people and putting us in the pictures today. We'll come back with perspectives tomorrow. Have a good day.
This is Invicta 98.9 FM. We never invented radio, but we're taking it to the edge of perfection.
Invicta FM.
Ready to run your money better? Download Bill Station now. iOS or Android Play Store, just search Bill Station. Or go straight online at billstation.com. Bill Station, no stress, just control.
Kullum muna nishadi, Jasimul da Sosa. Aiki makaranta nishadi, samu kwalban Sosa. Sosa apple da orange flow. Sosa. Cranberry mixed berries da orange passion mango. Musha, Sosa. Jasimul Sosa. Musha, Sosa. Kina sanan Sosa.
Kalli wani kunshi wannan